Hey guys, I'm so excited that you're able to join me on this credit card journey. I know this is going to be exciting for both of us because we're going to get to learn a lot about credit cards. Now, first being, I'm going to talk a little bit about my credit card journey. This is obviously to help with free travel, and the way that I've seen that free travel has been done is with credit cards. So I'm going to explain a little bit about my credit card journey and how I was able to get free trips and get actually a free phone. Like, I have a phone right now that's about like $1,900 on Amazon that I got for completely free. So I'm going to teach you all this in the course, and this is from me just going after just learning different things about credit cards and how they can help benefit our lives. So I know this opportunity is amazing and I just want you to be able to learn it. So in the first one, I'm going to just go over the journey that I have and a couple of pitfalls that should be noted very well before actually jumping into this journey. So let's get into this video. It's going to be exciting. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, it's Nick right here, and it's been a while. I've been considering this course for a very long time. I've been into credit cards for super long. I've been able to get 13 days at least at a hotel for free, and I'm just making this course because I see there's so much opportunity that not a lot of people actually know about, and all of this is going to be from start to finish how it's worked out for me in the last 6 years or so of me having a credit card and being able to get these discounts that I never thought was possible. Literally recently I got a Z Fold 4, which is like, I think it's $1,900 phone for free from using credit cards, and it's really crazy what the potential there is. So I just wanted to explain and give people the opportunity to learn the things that I have learned about credit cards and how they work. Now, I just want to show you a couple of things that how I started in my journey and what, really attached me to credit cards so that you can see the same and have the vision yourself. So this is kind of like my little subsection right here. So it's my personal credit card journey. So how I started this is I just had a mindset for math. So what I saw was that, when I got my first credit card, it would give me a discount for everything. And I was like, oh snap. So basically all I have to do is pay this thing back and I get a discount for everything. Because I was like super into math. I was like, okay, this makes sense. So I was like, okay, my first credit card was actually this Mid-Florida Visa card. Now, at the time, this was giving a 2.5% back, which, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you think about it, you're getting this discount on anything you purchase. You wouldn't get this discount any other way. And I was like, this is crazy. I can literally get a 2.5, and maybe it's not a lot to start off with, but to say that I get a discount on everything I purchase was really exciting to me. And it was higher than most flat rates at the time. 2.5 is higher than most things. And then I started my journey with others, like my parents. They started me off with getting the Walmart store card, which gave some back on Murphy USA gas, and also 5% back on any Walmart purchases, which I went to Walmart pretty often. And then I started actually working for Amazon and got into Amazon Prime through it, and then I got basically both the Visa and the Prime store card at the time because they were giving away some gift cards, and I was able to even purchase like my computer with the gift cards because it gave me I think at the time it was like $300 or $400, and I was like, oh snap, that's $300 or $400 more bucks than I have today. And Amazon is pretty widespread, so I was able to buy anything with those $300 or $400. And then I kind of just stuck with one or those 4 credit cards for the longer time. I did get another credit card, which was a Shell credit card, but it wasn't that good. I didn't realize it at the time. 5 cents back on gas and everything. It's not that great. The first, 5 were fantastic, but then I was like, it doesn't really work. But then recently, I started really unlocking the potential of credit cards when I had my trip to Los Angeles. Because I was like, oh snap, now I can learn a lot more about how to actually get this free travel that people are talking about, which I was like, this is kind of crazy, right? So at the time, I actually went to Miami about a couple of weeks back, like in December 2022, for my second anniversary, and I was able to stay at a hotel for free for about 4 days. We stayed at the hotel for free, and it was really cool. But that was just the end or the tail part of me understanding how to use credit cards. At this point, that 4 days amounted to about 16 days of travel for free, and I was like, man, this is untapped potential. Now, I want to start us off with some like ground rules, right? Because yes, it's very exciting, and this is kind of the first chapter of the course. Really, is the ground rules, because it's like, super exciting to get into. Oh snap, I'm gonna learn how to get this free travel. But there are pitfalls to going into credit cards. Now, a lot of people can rack up credit card debt, and I'll explain a little bit more about how bad that can be for your financial future in a little bit. But I just wanted to establish some ground rules that kept me out of trouble with credit cards for the last 6 years of my credit card history, right? So how I actually think about credit cards is I really think about it like a debit card. You know, to get money with a debit card, you just swipe it, right? So because I think about it as a debit card, one of the first and most important rules is do not spend more money than you have. I do my best to not get myself into debt because obviously if you don't have a perfect way to pay it off, or you don't have the money in the bank to pay it off, if worst comes to worst, you lose your job or whatever, then you could end up with this debt on your hands, which is not that great, right? So then I also go through a little bit of my philosophy on it, right? Now, this is something that I was reading, and this is from Dave Ramsey, but I think it's really cool to understand. The concept is that credit cards are designed to get you hooked on them. They're designed to basically get you to spend money that you possibly don't have, right? Now, it is foolish to think that me or any of us, one singular individual, is smarter than the system that was designed by billion-dollar companies. So you have to realize that, you know, like, to think of yourself that you're beating a game. You're not really beating a game. It's really a game that you're just playing. And then remembering that this is debt at the end of the day. You're still playing with debt. So it's good to have a good defense on when it comes to debt, which I'll talk about later on in the course, which I think is very important. So I'm just really implore you to be able to stick around here. And then another philosophy I have is this APR game, right? So most credit cards, they range from like 20 to 29% APR, and frankly, that's a very hard thing to climb out of. What we look at in APR is like every 5 years or so, if you have an APR of about 14 point something, your money, the amount of money you're spending doubles, or the amount of money you owe doubles. Now, this 20% makes it even quicker than that 5-year mark to double the amount. So if you spend $1,000 this year and you have an APR of 20%, it can get out of hand, right? It can get easily out of hand because compound interest is a game. Compound interest is something that you want to work in your favor, not against your favor, because, and then sticking to playing the minimums is never going to get you out of this race. It's truly a scary place to be, so be careful, and I will give you the best steps, the best tools. I'll pretty much hold your hand through this process so you don't end up in situations like this, because you do not want to be in a position where you owe way more money than you actually spent, right? So I personally do my best to avoid debt as much as possible. There's some things that is kind of hard to get around, like mortgages. You know, if you have I don't know who really has $300,000 in their bank. I don't. So things like mortgages is kind of hard to get around unless you just wait until a lot of years to get that mortgage. So I try to avoid it as much as possible. I mean, right now we have 2 paid off cars just because I didn't want to actually keep all that, having my cash flow being messed with. So I didn't really like that. Thanks for sticking around. I'm so grateful you're able to learn a lot about how I started in my credit card journey and the things that I've been able to do. We literally recently went to Charleston like last week. It was really cool. I showed some pictures. the trip that I had to LA and Miami that started me on this exciting journey. And we went over the ground rules of the things that you should watch out for, the pitfalls before, which I'm going to teach more about the defense and playing the defense. That's further on in the course. I just wanted everybody to be aware, especially with this APR. And one of the big warnings that I have is if you're already in a heap of debt with credit cards, I would not recommend going further in debt to get free travel, because it's not going to really be free for you at that point, because you're going to be going more and more in debt, and it's not gonna really work out for you in the end. So that's just a fair warning. And let me know any questions you have. Leave them a comment so I can answer them in the next video, because I know that you might have something that you were wondering about credit cards that I can explain in the next video. And I'll see you soon. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. It's gonna be really cool. We're gonna be pumping out that next video really soon. So see you then.